Happy Tuesday, everybody. We've got a full 15 game slate. Should be an interesting day. Let's talk about the recap. Beautiful day. We had a couple. Oh, the Red Sox. I could have killed them. Um, Really good day, though, overall. Straight bets. We hit the Mets first five minus a half. I think a lot of people were actually fading that game. People were on the Marlins, so I actually hit that game both ways. I'm sorry, three different ways. I had the Mets first five minus a half. I had full game minus one, and I had Marlins plus three. So kind of hit that one from lots of different angles, and luckily hit them all. All right, let's see. Tigers race to three. That was pretty sweat free. My God, I don't know what's going on with Cleveland, but not good. Brewers. The Brewers had bases loaded I don't know how many times and just could not score runs. So I feel like they should have won that game. But it is what it is. And then the Minnesota Philly game, that was looking pretty bleak for a little bit. And then, Philly just said, fuck it, we'll just score all the runs. And they ended up getting, I think it was 7-2. So I appreciate that. New York, Tampa Bay, same thing. That wasn't looking amazing. And then I think a three-run homer in the eighth or something put us at 9 or 10, whatever it was. So hit those parlays. We hit green over 6.5K, Snell under 6.5Ks. That was a nice one. Boston sold us on the three leg here. Real pain in the ass because I had about, I don't know, 14 units if Boston wins. So luckily I ended up hedging when Boston was in the 10th inning. I don't know. They were up by two, so it was bottom of the 10th. And I think Colorado was plus 600, so I hedged and it paid off. So still ended up making a good profit there. All right, and then our Nerfy. That one pissed me off. If we look at my Nerfies over here, we went 5 for 6. So that means what? 10-1. 10-1 on Nerfies past 2 days since I've started putting these out. And of course, the one we didn't hit was on there. So Tyler Anderson hits the first batter, and that person ended up coming around to score. So that sucked. That was huge. I had actually did that as a three leg. So I also had the Diamondbacks and Royals in there as well. So it was a pretty nice little payout for the three banger. But alas, it didn't hit. And then last bet we had New York Tampa Bay over 8. St. Louis plus 1.5. They ended up losing by 1, so that's fine. The Cincinnati Atlanta game fairly sweat free. My God, Diaz is such a bad closer. He just walks everybody, gives up hits. He's so God, he's a pain in the ass to watch. And then our fun parlay. I thought Seattle was going to win. I went to bed. It was 1-0. And the Angels scored, I guess, 1 in the 8th and then 2 in the ninth to win. So even if Boston would have won, we wouldn't have hit that. But over on the plays here, so we kind of missed the middle. I said the slate just felt kind of weird like a Sunday, and this is kind of like some Sunday shit right here. Missed 3, 4, 5. But overall, we went 9-4. Pretty good day. On the props, crushed it. Rodon threw an absolute gem. Didn't see that one coming. But other than that, we hit everything else. So we went 6-1 on the props, 5-1 on the Nerfies, 5 units up on the day. I think we're up a little over 10 units for the past 3 days. Maybe 4. Yeah, I think it's 4. Either way, damn good. Let's talk about the games here. All right, it's Paul Skeens' day, going up against Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn faced the Pirates not too long ago, and they roughed him up. Lance Lynn is not looking good lately. So I like the Pirates here. It's hard to not take the Pirates, but it's kind of hard to find value, right? I don't want to take minus 180. The Nerfy is pretty heavily juiced at minus 140, but I do like it. I like the under with the wind kind of blowing in a little bit. You can do Pirates first 5 minus a half a run. I believe that's like minus 135. But there's another bet I like that we are going to play, and we'll talk about that towards the end. But yeah, I don't really see an angle here for the Cardinals. I think the Pirates should beat up on Lynn, hopefully. And we just haven't seen any team really get the Skeens, and I just don't think this team is the one to do it. So really like Pirates today. All right, Tigers Guardians. I mean, this is just two really bad pitchers going at it. I would say it's almost like an instant over. But if we look at Cleveland, I mean they got some pity runs in the ninth inning of today's game, but what they've scored 3 runs in 3 games doesn't exactly exude confidence in them scoring a bunch. Or conversely, you can look at it like they're due to have a big breakout game. So if that's where you're at, then I would say play the over 8.5 because Xavier Curry, not great. 5.19 ERA, 5.22 ERA. So 2 very high ERA guys. What I will say, for some reason, and this is kind of how it was before the All-Star break, you put 2 really shitty pitchers up against each other, the under was hitting like 70% of the time. So this game to me is just an absolute fade. I don't want to touch it in any form or fashion. So complete fade for me. All right, Orioles and the Marlins. Um, I like the Orioles here. Albert Suarez makes me a little nervous going up against Kyle Tyler, who's actually been quite good. That said, he does have a 4.12 home ERA, so really good away ERA, although it's like 1 game. So we've got a small sample size here of like 3 games to work with. So I like the Orioles here. If we look at the pitch splits for Kyle Tyler, over the last 30 days, Orioles hit the fastball, the cutter, the curveball. They hit them all very well. Struggle a little bit with the slider, but throws it 13% of the time. I think we'll be okay there. If we look over the batting splits over the last 7 days, Orioles are heating up. They've been hitting with those runners in scoring position, so I like them get the job done here. You could look at the Nerfy. That's going to be on there. Unfortunately, DraftKings is down for maintenance, so I don't know what the odds are, and frankly, I'm too lazy to look them up on any other site. So that's a possibility. But I like the Orioles here. I like them a lot. But the Marlins are just that team that sometimes screws me. All right, Padres Nats. So there's no pitcher listed. My best guess is it's going to be DJ Hers. If it's DJ Hers, I like the Nationals. If it is not DJ Hers, I do not like the Nationals. It's the only way I like it. Randy Vasquez has been showing a lot of improvement his last 3 starts. That said, he's due for some regression, and I think it happens today. I like the way the Nats looked in the Red Series. They had a lot of clutch hits. They were hitting the long ball. We got the wind blowing out. It's going to be a fairly warm, humid day there, so the ball should be traveling, which is a little bit concerning with DJ Hurts just because 66% of his outs do come by the fly ball. And he's a little bit of a high average, but you got to figure he hasn't had a ton of starts, and he did get hit hard in Coors. So his stats are a little ballooned, right? That 5.17 ERA versus the expected ERA of 3.43. I like this kid. So if it's DJ Hers, and only if, then I like the Nats at minus 125. I think that's pretty good value. Just a big pitching advantage for the Nats there. So I like them there. And if we look at Vasquez pitch splits, it just doesn't look great for his fastball and his cutter. So I like him in this situation. All right, Mets Yankees, the Subway Series. Luis Gil going up against Jose Quintana. Gil looked fantastic when he pitched against Boston. His velo was fantastic. He had a lot of movement on his pitches. That was the Gil we saw at the beginning of the year. So I like the Yankees in this situation. There's a couple different ways you can play that. Again, DraftKings is down, so I couldn't look at all the normal props and things I usually do. But I really like the Yankees in this situation. I just feel like they get it done. Only concerning thing is they haven't faced a lefty starter over the past week, so that could tie into it. But Quintana just doesn't really scare me. I think Gil just comes out and throws a gem. I like the under 8.5 as well. I think that's a very legit possibility, and also like the Nerfy at minus 110. So I do know the odds on that one. All right, next game, Blue Jays, Tampa Bay Rays. So Rays are coming off a weird series against the Yankees where Yankees kind of beat their ass twice and Rays beat their ass once. So now they've got to fly to Toronto off that, crushing loss. You got Sean Armstrong, who's more like a Band-Aid. He will pitch a few innings. And then, actually, I can't remember who I had projected to pitch after him. Let me look that up real quick. I think it's going to be Tyler Alexander. Uh, he's nothing special. 6.19 ERA. So I think they're going to throw two really subpar people right off the bat, and then you've got Jose Barrios on the other side. So I like Blue Jays to get it done. I like the Blue Jays a lot in this game to put a little beating on the Rays, kind of keep it going for them. That said, the pitch splits don't look fantastic for either team, to be honest. But more, I'm trusting that the Blue Jays will score some runs, and I'm still not overly convinced with this Tampa Bay offense away from their home field. So give me the Blue Jays there. All right, Reds and Braves. There's just no way in hell, even with Chris Sale pitching, I'm paying 245 for a team that can't hit. They got 2 hits up until the ninth inning tonight, and then they got one more. So they got 3 hits, 3 hits, 3 goddamn hits, and now you're going minus 245. I don't think so. I would even look Braves if I had an ounce of trust in Nick Martinez, which I don't. He's horrendously bad. Um, I would think about sprinkling it. I'm not even opposed to doing like a Reds run line. I think that is a possibility. So I guess Braves are past. Like I don't know. I'm not gonna touch that game. I might look at something later on when DraftKings comes up, but probably just a complete fade for me to be honest. All right, Phillies Twins. Like I said, Phillies got the job done. Suarez did okay. I mean, actually, I think I said we can expect Ober to give up 2 to 3, Suarez to give up 2 or 3, and they did exactly that. So, but Ober had, I would say, he pitched a really good game. He did quite good. So I like the Phillies in the spot. Zach Wheeler going up against Simeon Woods Richardson. You know what? I actually completely like effed that up. It wasn't the Phillies that scored all the runs. It was the Twins earlier. I don't know why I said that. But anyway, the Twins said, fuck it, we'll score all the runs. So I like the inverse today. I think the Phillies get to Simeon Woods Richardson. He just doesn't blow me away. And I think Wheeler has a decent day. That said, his pitch splits don't look amazing. So I do think there's runs. I wouldn't be opposed to taking the over, but the wind is going to be blowing in. So that would factor into it for me. But I like the Phils to get the job done in this one. All right, Rangers, White Sox. Rangers got it done in extra innings. Actually, they should have lost, frankly. The White Sox closer just absolutely blew that game. So I think the White Sox got a run in the ninth, and then the closer came in and just absolutely blew it. I like the Rangers in this game, actually. I know it's Garrett Crochet. I think John Gray has a decent day. John Gray's weakness is against lefties. Really? I mean, realistically, it's against lefties, and I don't think the White Sox have a lefty projected to be in their lineup. So that doesn't scare me. Now, one thing that I do worry is the Rangers have not faced a lefty starter since June 30th. So in the entire month of July, they have not faced a lefty starter. Makes me a little nervous. However, I will caveat that with saying it's unlikely Garrett Crochet will be on this team in the next 10 days. So how much does he pitch? I don't know. I feel like they might keep his usage somewhat light with the trade deadline coming up here. So I'm kind of banking on that. I like the Nerfy, but it's really juiced at minus 150. You could look at like a first 5 under as well. I think that's a possibility, but with the line at 7.5, I would almost I kind of like the over just because I think Crochet probably only goes 5 innings. That's kind of where I'm thinking. But I don't trust the White Sox offense enough to take them. That said, you look at the Rangers versus lefties. I mean, it's a pretty shit game. It's a fade for me. Like, I'm not going to play it, but lean would be the Rangers. There's just too many variables in that game. All right, Brewers Cubs. Like I said, we were on the Brewers. They couldn't get anything done with bases loaded. It was frustrating. Last 7 games at Wrigley have gone under, so I've already bet the under in this game. I like it. I think the wind is blowing out, but Colin Reyes, good pitcher. I like him. James Santalin's been pitching really well, so I think they give up some runs, but I don't think it's 9. I could see it ending at 8, something like a 5-3 type of game. I really like the Nerfy in this game. Don't know what the odds are on it. It's not available yet. But I'm going right back to the well and going Brewers on this one. But the under is more my bet. All right, Royals Diamondbacks. We were on the Royals. Ton of people were on the Diamondbacks yesterday. And the Royals absolutely hit the shit out of Gilbert Diaz, which I think I said yesterday, first away start, so it was likely to happen. Alec Marsh today going up against Jordan Montgomery. Montgomery hasn't pitched since June 27th. He's got a 4.8 away ERA. Marsh 3.97 home. Usually I fade Marsh. If you've watched my videos enough, you know we pretty much have faded him every time he started. However, I'm going the opposite way. Everyone's going to be on the Diamondbacks today. I like the Royals again. I think they run it back. I think they get to Montgomery. I think Marsh gets hit as well. This over's not 10 for a reason. So I think it ends up being a slugfest. You could play the Royals run line. I think it's like minus 150, minus 160, the plus 1.5. I think that's serviceable. But I think the Royals get it done. I like the way they're swinging the bats right now. Scares me a little bit how they haven't necessarily hit lefties over the past week. If Alec Marsh was a lefty, I would be on the Diamondbacks, but he's not. So I like the Royals again, especially at plus money. If I'm wrong, so be it. It scares me a little bit that the Diamondbacks hit the fastball so well over the past 30 days. That's a little sketchy, but I don't like Jordan Montgomery. He's a horrendously bad pitcher, so I think he's going to give up a ton of runs. All right, next game. Fucking Red Sox. I don't even want to talk about this game. I'm not even going to talk about it. Fuck that team. I'm not playing anything with them. Stupid ass team. All right, we'll talk about it. All right, we've got Cooper Criswell going up against Ty Black. Two really shitty pitchers. Maybe look at the over. I wouldn't play this game because I don't like either of these teams right now. So, to me, complete fade. Not going to touch it. Boston's on the wait and see list for a little bit, at least till they get out of Colorado. All right, Angels Mariners. Jose Soriano going up against Logan Gilbert. Gilbert has been a stud. He faced them. Let's see. He faced the Angels on 7-14, 7 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, 9 Ks. Soriano faced them the day before, 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 5 Ks. This was in Los Angeles. Now we're back home. Gilbert's weakness is definitely at home. He's got a 3.07 home ERA. Soriano about the same away. I'm kind of on the fence on this. Like, I'm not paying 185 for a Mariners offense that's like comparable to the Braves. They scored 1 run last night, so I can't pay 185. I'd be more inclined to go with the 154 or the over 7. I'd probably actually lean for the over 7. I think that's more likely to hit. So no real play in this one for me. I'm not going to touch this game either. All right, Astros Athletics. We were on the Athletics yesterday at plus 120, and that paid off pretty nicely. So they ended up winning 4-0, I believe. I think everybody was on the over yesterday. That was kind of what I saw from everybody. Oh, the over is going to hit. It was like 8.5 or something, or 8. Nope, didn't even come close. All right, Jake Bloss going up against Osvaldo Bido. This is a tough one. This is kind of a tough one. If we look at the Athletics over the last 14 and 7 days, they're fucking hot. Hot with the sticks. That said, do I see Houston losing 3 straight? No. So I like the Astros in the spot. I actually really like them. Just a hunch. You could look at the Nerfy if you want. I just don't trust. I don't trust either of these pitchers for a Nerfy, but I guess that's a possibility. So give me the Astros there. All right, Giants and Dodgers. We were on the Dodgers last night. Kind of took them blind. They ended up starting somebody whose first name was like River. Did pretty good. Snell was pretty good. He was very pitch efficient. I think he only had like 40 pitches through like 5 innings at one point. We've got Jordan Hicks going up against Landon Knack. I don't like Jordan Hicks on the road. That is insta fade for me. So I will take the Dodgers all day long, twice on Sunday. I don't really trust the Giants offense right now. So they've been struggling. So pretty clear spot. Actually, I'm shocked that this hasn't gone higher already. I could see this getting to like 160 by the end of the day. So I like the Dodgers a lot in this spot. All right, let's talk about best bets. Pirates, race to 3. So rather than, I was kind of looking at angles, like how do I want to play this? Like I don't want to pay the minus 180 for the Pirates money line. This seems like the best way to play it. The Pirates, you could play the first 5 minus a half. I think it's like minus 130. So I'm taking a little bit of juice doing it this way, but I just can't see Cardinals getting 3. off of Skeens, whereas they torched Lance Lynn last time. So I think this is a fairly safe bet. I really like this bet. I've got Royals money line. Might be the only person on the internet who's going to be on the Royals today. Could be wrong, but it's just where I'm seeing it. We got the Cubbies and Brewers under 8.5. Like I said, I think the last 7 unders have hit at Wrigley, so we'll keep playing that until it misses, I guess. And then Phillies race to 4. I really like this. Their team total is 4.5. And I think that they get to Simeon, Woods, Richardson. So I like this bet a lot. Race to 4, minus 120. I don't see the Twins getting 4 off of Zach Wheeler. I mean, it's possible. But again, this way, I don't have to bank on the money line where it's like minus 160. I'm just getting more juice this way. And then I like Astros minus 1 for minus 106. So I guess a couple of risky plays in here. I guess Astros and Royals would be a bit riskier. So just know that. Parlays, Mets and Yankees under 9. We're going to do the Cards and Pirates under 8. And then we're going to do Phillies money line. Although I kind of want to change that to Phillies race to 4. I would actually juice it up. Unfortunately, I already bet it. So GG. But I would have made it higher. All right, and then we're going to do Nats, Yankees, and Kansas City team total over 3.5. That's plus 344. Now, like I said, the Washington one, if for some reason DJ Hurst is not pitching, that's a cash out. I'm not going to let that one ride. And then last play would be Brewers and Cubs, Nerfy, and then we're going to run back the Angels and Mariners, Nerfy. I don't know what those odds are going to be. It's probably going to be somewhere around plus 200. If I had to guess, maybe plus 180, something like that. I don't think I have either of those. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be somewhere between plus 180 and plus 200. And then the fun parlay would be Pirates, Orioles, Blue Jays, Dodgers, and Phillies. That's plus 997. Props that I like heel over 6.5 Ks. That's at plus money, plus 110. I like Quintana under 4.5 Ks at minus 157. Lance Lynn over 4.5 hits at minus 169. Jose Barrios over 4.5 Ks minus 135. Logan Gilbert under 6.5 Ks at minus 137. And Cooper Criswell under 4.5 Ks at minus 174. So not a ton of props today, but I included a lot of Nerfies here. I just don't know some of the odds yet. Maybe went a little heavy, right? We're having a lot of success. Might be pushing it a little bit, but let's see what happens. So there's 8 on here today. I wouldn't pair them all together. The ones I do like, I like the St. Louis and Pittsburgh. I actually like the Mets Yankees one. I like the White Sox Rangers, and I like the Cubs Brewers and the Angels Mariners. So I guess those are like my top 5 that I like. So, all right, if you made it this far, do me a favor, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what your favorite pick is, and I'll catch you on the next video.